Okay guys, I wanted to make a quick video over the last problem on the test. I'm going to do a couple that are really similar to it, and then let you use your Chromebooks or your calculator if it has the capability to solve the one that's on your test, and then we can move on with what we're doing today. So with the sequences like this, I'm starting with -6 and I'm going to this weird number here. This is obviously geometric. We're not adding anything to this that's going to get that. So this one is geometric. So the steps with that one are to take the last number, which is 3,151.3125. And we want to take that, we want to divide it by the first number. So it'll be a negative divided by a negative. And then let's see what we get. So I'm going to take that. And I'm going to get 521.21875. Okay, so now that I've done that, I need to do the nth root of how many jumps there are, okay? So if there were just 1, 2 jumps here, I would just take the square root of that number and I would have my multiplier. But it's not. It's there are more jumps than that. So let's count them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to get us to our last number. So that means we have to, let me erase some of this here. We have to take the 5th root of what we got when we divided the numbers. So that means there's a little 5 back here. Now most calculators will do this, but I'm going to let you use Desmos today if yours doesn't, or if you don't know how yours works. But all we would do is just open up Desmos, and I wish I could zoom in here, but I can't. And then you want to hit Functions, and then go to Miscellaneous. Once you're here, you're going to see the square root sign with a little n on it, and you want to hit that. And then the root is 5, and then the number that we have is 521.21875. And that is going to get us 3.4. Oh, actually I entered the wrong number there. It is 525.21875. And that's going to get me 3.5. So what that means for our problem is that the multiplier is 3.5. And again, this number here, I just copied it down incorrectly. This is a 525. Okay, so that means that if to get from, I'll use a new color here, to get from -6 to this number, we need to multiply by 3.5, and then multiply by 3.5, and 3.5, and 3.5, and 3.5 again should get us this. So I'm going to test that on our calculator here. And times 3.5 is going to give us -21. And then when we do it again, we're going to have -73.5. And again is -257.25. And again is 900.375 negative. And again, sure enough, is the number that we finished with. So when you're doing these, you want to make sure that there aren't two answers to them. So what I mean by that is 3.5 is our multiplier here, but you might want to think, well, would -3.5 work? So if I were to do -3.5, that would give me +21 here, and then back to -73.5, and then +257, and then negative, and then the final answer would be positive. But the final answer isn't positive, it's negative. So this is one that just has one answer to it. Actually, it has multiple answers. You'll get a couple of points for getting the multiplier, and then points for getting the 4 numbers that are missing. Now I want to show you another one that's super similar that has that also has that will have two answers to it. So down here is going to start exactly the same. You're going to take this number and divide this number. And of course, we're going to get the same number as before. And then we're going to need to take the root of that. But this time we only took 1, 2, 3, 4 jumps. So instead of the fifth root, this time we're going to take the fourth root of that number. So I'm going to open up my Desmos calculator again. And this is going to be real easy because all I have to do is take that 5 and make it a 4. And this time it gives me 4.79 approximately. So this tells me that the multiplier is 4.79. So I'll erase this, and then I just have to multiply that by -6, which is 28.74, or negative, right? And then it would give me negative 137.66, 659.41, and then sure enough, the number that I started with. So the question here is, what would happen if I tried to multiply these by negative 4.79? So that would give me here, it would give me positive 28.74, and then it would give me negative 137.66, and then it would jump back to positive, and then it would go back to negative of our original number. So on this one, the multipliers are 4.79 and negative 4.79. And the rule is if the number of jumps, so 1 jump, 2, 3, 4, is even, then it has 2 answers. If the number of jumps is odd,